So the FC 100 out again, as always. A lot of debate surrounding it. Stevie Nicol and Shaka Hislop alongside me. We're going to talk about 3 of the different categories, gentlemen. Let's start off with one of the hot favourites, which is always forwards. No surprise, I suppose, when you take a look at the top 2, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi deserves to be 1.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone's going to disagree with that.
No.
What about Ronaldo at 2?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure right now how you would have Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of Kylian Mbappe. You know, Ronaldo's injured, number 1. Number 2, his form is patchy to say the least. He's been dragged off the last couple of Juventus games, so I'm not quite sure. Well, I'm sure.
Scored against Luxembourg though, didn't he?
Oh, big time, man. So there's no question. He's not 2. For me, Kylian Mbappe has to be 2.
Where is he? Where is he if he's not 2?
Do you know, you've got to start arguing that he's 3.
Right.
Because when you're picking a side,
yep,
and you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, even though right now his form isn't particularly great, certainly not for Juventus, you can't not pick him. You know, if there's a ball in the box, you think he's going to get on the end of it more than anybody else behind him on that list.
I think we're not considering, his current form, especially given his injury. This list has to take a lot more into consideration. But yeah, I really am torn on between Ronaldo and Mbappe. I still feel that Ronaldo is as good a big game player as there is in the game, but then you look at Mbappe and what he continues to do for PSG and France included, and it really is a tough one to call. I have no problem with Ronaldo being in at second, but I don't expect that to last much longer.
But you would pick him ahead of Mbappe?
I give him the nod just, yes.
Really? Despite Steve's argument?
Yeah, and listen,
Is it painful?
It's a painful decision to make. It's a tough decision to make.
Neymar is down to 8, behind Firmino. That can't be right, can it?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, what has Neymar done for me lately?
But surely no.
Can you tell me what Neymar's done for me lately?
I know he's injured.
He's done nothing. He's been injured, and has he been absolutely scintillating for Brazil?
No.
No. Now you've got Firmino, who's got Liverpool sitting at the top of the Premier League because of what he's doing.
Right.
So when somebody's producing on the field and the other one's not, how can you put the one that's not producing in front of him?
Neymar's only in the list because of what we know he can do.
Right.
He just hasn't done it for far too long to warrant being ahead of the likes of Roberto Firmino.
Salah 4th. If we're talking about form.
That's a tough one as well. You know, the truth is, despite the fact that he's been scoring goals, and he's actually a threat because he's on the field. When you look at the team sheet and you're playing against Liverpool and you see Salah, you have to be very wary. But the truth is, his general play has been poor.
Mane, by the way, is in the wingers category. If people are thinking, well, where's Mane as forward?
But
otherwise, they would have thrown him straight in. So,
if you have a team and you're building a team and you have to pick your strikers, as it were, and the top 3 aren't available to you, I think you look at Mo Salah, given what he's done over the last 12 months. And I know a lot of the discussion right now is around current form, but if we say that the last time we did this list was 12 months ago and we're judging players on their form, what they've achieved since the last list came out, I have no problem with Salah being 4th.
I think I'd probably agree with that. You
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Champions League one.
Yeah.
Scoring the penalty after 2 minutes.
Well, despite Divock Origi's heroics in the Champions League, he is not in the strikers category. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Kun Aguero in at number 1. Harry Kane ahead of Lewandowski. Remember, this voting was probably about 6 weeks ago. I'd imagine if we are voting now, Lewandowski would be higher, wouldn't he, certainly, than Kane? Would that be fair?
Without question for me, Robert Lewandowski would be first.
Benzema, of course, has had a great start to the season as well. 4, Suarez, Cavani, obviously been injured recently.
You could argue that the lineup of that front four. That front four for me is clearly ahead of the rest.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to argue where do they sit. Like Benzema's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been
I've
brilliant.
not been a huge fan of Benzema. over
Really,
the years.
Stevie? You really
Yeah. But he's been fantastic. But then Lewandowski's been fantastic. Harry Kane in the international stage has been incredible. Not firing all cylinders with club because, quite frankly, he's not had many chances. And Aguero, I mean, you talk about just a goal scorer. So for me, you could argue.
So how would you have that? How would you have that for?
Wow.
Steve
Listen,
Nicol,
I think-
pick up game.
I'll tell you what, you have to.
Who are you picking first?
I'll tell you what, I'm picking Lewandowski first.
Right.
It's about goals,
Yeah.
and there's nobody scoring the way this guy is in world football.
Yeah.
So Lewandowski has to be first.
I'm with Stephen that the top four, those names are correct. I'd have Lewandowski first and then the rest of the order as it appeared. Similarly, though, as you look further down the list, Cavani in there, especially what we've seen over the last few weeks. Does he, well,
Yeah, but he's
clearly
only in the top
injured,
four.
But Icardi can be in the list. No, we're not talking about the top four.
That's right, so top four.
Top
Let's
four,
focus on
right. As I say, those
Lewandowski.
four names remain.
Right.
Lewandowski for me first,
Jesus
then we go Aguero, Kane, and Benzema.
Aguero ahead of Kane and Benzema.
I'd have Aguero, given what we've seen for
Listen,
club.
again, there's so many different ways we can talk about it.
Of course, yeah. We can,
And I am going to go my own way and talk about
you
form.
can go your own way.
Oh, thank you. I think that's a song. Anyway, I'm going to go Benzema too. Because right now, right now, are you telling me right now that Kane's better than Benzema?
No, definitely
No,
not.
he's
But
not.
I know what you're like with Benzema.
Right. And Sergio Aguero scores goals, but he's not doing what Benzema's doing with his general play. So I have to put Benzema at 2.
Zlatan at 9.
Oh, come on.
What's he doing?
Why is he in there?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. That just doesn't make any
That
sense.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No.
No.
No. Finally,
Oh.
goalkeepers.
Oh, the only list that
Oh,
really
goalies,
matters.
Are you having a laugh?
I honestly thought it'd be Alisson, Edison 1-2.
I know.
surprised.
For me, I'd have Alisson, Ter Stegen as 2.
Right.
And then I don't think there's an awful lot between Oblak and Edison. I'd have Oblak third, Edison fourth. And then after that,
How does Hugo Lloris get in there?
That's exactly
I'm
not because of his injury, but because he's rubbish at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, Hugo Lloris probably wouldn't be in my top 10. But again, I have no
Chesney's
real.
a surprise for me.
Chesney's a surprise.
I mean, it's a surprise in the fact that he's playing so well.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Playing very well. I'll tell you who's also improved. Kepa, under Frank Lampard, has been simply, I think he's playing with more confidence than we've seen him at Chelsea so far, and deserving to not just be in the list, but that high.
Top 3, who would you have?
Ooh. Ter Stegen's been, for me, the last couple of years has been great for Barca. He's, I mean, you talk about saving points.
Yeah.
It's hard to look past Alisson, to be honest. And Ederson down at, was it 5 he was at?
4.
4.
Yeah.
I think I might have Ederson before.
Or Black?
All Black, yes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, All Black has done all the basics. He's made saves. Hasn't done anything overly fantastic. I'm not so sure he's better with his feet than the others.
No. He's not better on his feet than Edison. And honestly, there's not an awful lot between those two, and it just comes down to what you want. So to that point, I think Edison is better for City than Oblak would be.
Yeah.
But Oblak better for Atletico Madrid than Edison would be.
So we've done, what, 3 categories? There's a lot more as well. Managers, interesting enough, Stevie doesn't believe Klopp should be in the top 10 of the managers. You can check out the reason why on videos available later in the week.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.